Movies are usually flashier, bigger, and more expensive than TV shows with big budget. But with big budget, high-definition series like Lost and Heroes and sharp comedies like 30 Rock, we are knee-deep in a new golden age of television. Should film be worried? Thanks to a record-breaking summer and a highly anticipated fall season, movies and TV are bigger than ever. This summer, movies made box office history with big-name franchises raking in over $4 billion for the first time in history. But the digital age is here, and TV studios are also bulking up their bankroll. The days of low-budget and cheesy television are a thing of the past, as shows like Heroes, 24, and Lost have blurred the line between the big and small screens, attracting more overall viewers and selling just as many DVDs and digital downloads as the movies. Has the small screen finally dethroned the big one, or are movies bigger than ever? Don't sit too close to the screen, it's The Loop. Our guest tonight, from San Francisco, TV editor for Variety, Mike Schneider. And
no
here
one
in
told
Los
me
Angeles...
Chris effing Gore was hosting, but okay, I'm here anyway.
Sorry about that. And here in Los Angeles... movie editor for USA Today, Scott Bowles. Welcome to The Loop.
Thanks,
Scott, I'm going to start with you, and I'm just going to ask, is TV better than movies now?
No, it's not. And what we're seeing is that there are a few good TV shows, but generally the quality of TV has declined so much that 5 or 6 TV shows look better by comparison. I mean, if you look back through the history of TV, the golden era hasn't returned. We've got some very good shows coming on, but this is by comparison. You really only have about a half dozen shows.
Mike, do you agree with
Balls of
Scott?
Fury. Yeah, big Balls of Fury fan here, apparently. I mean, give me a break. Is this really even a topic? Am I even really here? Are you taking me out of my vacation to talk about this? It's pretty obvious. Everyone knows TV's better right now. I mean, look at what everyone talks about. They talk about Lost. They talk about Heroes. What film are they talking about right now?
Born Supremacy. If you look at 24, there's not an episode of 24 that compares to Born Supremacy.
They you know what? They talk about Born Supremacy for about 10 minutes after they see the movie. Then they say, great, let's go get a drink somewhere. That's it.
Scott,
there's no sort of loyalty. There's no ongoing brand. I mean, people are obsessed, invested with these TV shows now. Look at Comic-Con. It was all about TV this time. It wasn't about film.
But I got to ask Scott, I got to ask you, the highest grossing movies over the summer were effectively sequels, remakes, franchises, pre-existing properties. I mean, where is originality? Hasn't originality migrated to television?
No, it's the other way around. Judd Apatow is original filmmaking. J.J. Abrams is moving to film, the Cloverfield Project. You simply have to look for those kind of films once.
Oh, yeah,
there are amazing documentaries.
You got to look at TV. You got to get the TV guys in there because obviously film just isn't cracking it right now.
Absolutely.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with
these sequels, these threequels. I mean, that's 6 hours total of production versus that's barely the first half of the first season of a TV show. These guys, they're workhorses, but yet they keep putting out great quality stuff. I'm angry. What can I say?
For every good TV show, you have 15 crap shows. I mean, it's simply the nature of the number you put out. And if you only are going to have 6 or 7...
What's the ratio with movies?
I would say 1 out of every 4. Every weekend, you can find a good film.
Well,
you have to look for it, but every weekend you can find a good film.
Guys, let's talk about the audience. The audience for movies is shrinking. I mean, they may tout $4 billion over the summer, but technically speaking, admissions are down. Doesn't that say that people have less of an interest in the theatrical experience and they're staying home and watching TV or TV on DVD?
Well, actually, admission is up over the past 2 years. It's the 5th highest summer attendance in history. So it's been down if you compare it to 2002, but 2004, 2005 were down. It was actually up this year. So obviously fans are turning out for something. They may be turning out for sequels. You may not like sequels, but there's not a form of mass entertainment that is not derivative. I mean, music, books, TV, what isn't derivative?
Grosses are up, by the way, because now I'm popping $50 just to go to the ArcLight over the weekend. It's ridiculous. That's part of it, too.
That's absolutely true, but attendance is still the 5th highest in recorded history. That is people saying that they are enjoying the product that's coming out.
How do you explain the fact that TV on DVD actually is outselling movies on DVD? Isn't that proof that consumers prefer television and prefer actually to watch it on DVD?
Well, isn't that back to what I was originally saying? Is people are more invested in TV these days. They want to own these shows that they're passionate about. They talk about. They go on the web. They go on websites and they blog about. They want to own these. They want to watch them again, or if they haven't watched it yet, they want to catch up on them. There's just not that same loyalty when it comes to movie franchises.
Yeah, but you don't
with a few exceptions.
But you don't have the catalog that you have with TV. I mean, you can go back as far as you want, and we have TV series that we're on for 2 years that are coming out with DVDs. You'll always find a niche audience for that group. You simply put out more TV shows than you do movies, so those DVDs are going to sell better.
Well, where is TV doing everything right? You pointed out that TV producers are actually making films now. What are they doing right? What can film learn from television?
Well, TV is a writer's medium, first of all, and that's something that they still haven't been able to figure out, with a few exceptions. Judd Apatow, a great example of a writer who is in control of his franchise, and that hopefully is where we're going with movies. But I'll let Film Boy speak now.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, how do you respond to that?
Well, what we are seeing is more experimental films that are coming out. The Judd is a good example of what Hollywood is learning, that you can make a $40 million movie that's going to turn $100 million and you're going to make profit that way. I mean, absolutely, film has taken a dive, just like every other medium. You cannot say that TV is up. Nothing is scripted anymore.
Okay, guys.
Everything is reality TV.
That's not true. Look at the big cable hits right now this summer.
I got to get your final word in 10 seconds or less. Mike, we'll start with you.
Look at what everyone was talking about this summer. They were talking about TV as much as they were talking about film. When you look at Mad Men, when you look at The Closer, you look at all these great cable shows that came on, and now it's the fall. What's everyone going to be talking about? TV. They love TV. They buy it. They watch it. Score.
Scott?
Chris's nerdgasm came from one thing, Iron Man. It was the biggest hit at Comic-Con. We still look forward to movies, and that's the way it'll be.
You do have to think, would you pay $10 to see an episode of Lost or 24? But thanks to our guests, Mike and Scott, for joining us in The Loop.
Attack of the Show, weeknights at 7, only on G4.